Sorry, I thought that was only on for me.
Mama Bear killing me here.
Sorry.
Shalom, my Hebrews and Shebrews. Warfield Disciple here. I just got through showing Mama Bear a video of that Greta Thurnburg or Thurnburg or whatever her little name is. Little elementary student who was at the Climate Control Summit. You know, just wicked little demon. It's all your fault. You took my childhood away. Anyway, that's what we're going to talk about. I'm out of my lane again. Every now and again, I make these videos out of my lane. And what I mean by out of my lane is I'm usually all about the scriptures and how we can, how we walk with our Lord Messiah. But I also have to, as a pastor, look at what's going on in the world and speak on it. So sit down, hang tight, and don't know how long this video is going to go. But we're going to talk about a few things. Like I said, I hope this message will bless you, encourage you, and even frustrate you. Go check this out. The reason I decided to make a video on this is several reasons. Set Apart Homestead made a video today, and you ought to go check that out. It's on YouTube. Set Apart Homestead. Go check him out. He's pretty good. I like listening to a lot of what he's got to say. He's another follower of the way. And he was talking about climate control, or not climate control, but the coming climate issues that we're probably going to be facing here over the next, several decades. Now, if you listen to true scientists and true science, we are going into a global cooling. It's not man-made. It's due to the sun, and it's a lack of sunspots. And I've been listening to this and watching this for about 3 or 4 years now. Some of the guys I follow on YouTube has been talking about this. Now, it's funny that that's a strange set of lights. Anyway, it's funny that in the early 2000s it was global warming. That was the chaos coming. There's always this coming calamity and chaos that we've got to spend billions and trillions of dollars on, to change policy. And for some reason, these politicians get richer and richer through these coming calamities. And some people buy into the bullshit. I don't, and I hope y'all don't. But if we remember right, Al Gore and his inconvenient truth, I remember renting that video back a long time ago, and watching that and thinking, this is kind of outlandish. It's kind of crazy. Al Gore saying that the ice would be completely gone at the North Pole. Well, what about the South Pole? If it goes away at the North Pole, wouldn't it go away at the South Pole too? But we don't talk about that. There's some crazy stuff going on down there in Antarctica, but that's neither here nor there. It's not for this video. So we went from global cooling to climate control. They just changed the name. Once the public begins to catch on to their lies, then we just swap the name of the calamity coming. And like I said, I was showing Mama Bear that video of Greta Thurnburg at the climate summit, and she's a wicked little demon, man. I'll tell you what, they found them a winner with that one. Of course, her and her generation's never going to forgive us for what we've done to the planet. Oh, whatever, back when I was growing up, children were seen, not heard. Since when do we start listening to 12-year-olds?
And their demands.
Oh yeah, and her demands. This is our demands. And she was saying that at the Climate Control Summit. get out of here. Go back to school. Y'all are protesting by not going to school. Well, that's
Truancy.
truancy. Um, you need to go back to school, continue getting indoctrinated, and when you grow up, then you can come yell at us for how we've handled the planet. And by then there'll be a whole new um, something new. In another 5 to 10 years, there'll be a new calamity coming. You know, it's just constant distractions. Now, the reason I made this video is made a video a couple weeks ago, or even maybe last week about you know, watching the fruits of Kanye West. Before you make judgment, before you pass judgment on whether he is truly seeking the Lord or it's just a show. And after watching an interview that he had a few weeks ago, I'm getting more and more convinced that he is all about the show, all about making more money. And because all he talked about in this hour and a half long, I suffered through this hour and a half long video, and I'll try to put the link to it down in the description. Uh, but he said several things there that kind of disturbed me. One was he said he was the greatest human performer of all time, hands down. Well, that's not someone that's humble and following the Lord. Um, but he also said that he was really impressed with this Greta Thurnburg um, and her ideals. Well, that's concerning as well. That's globalist agenda. So, are you truly seeking the Lord, or it's just all about the agenda? And so, like I said, I'll try to remember to put that description in the link below. You can go check that out if you can stomach listening to that for an hour and a half. Good luck. I'll put the times of that you can actually just go and click on at that time of the video, and you can see. I listened to it all because I wanted to get it in context because I'd already heard some of the things, but I wanted to get in context what he was speaking on. Um, and so, since he'd mentioned that, and Mama Bear didn't know who she was, and I went and showed her that, and I figured, you know, maybe we ought to make a video and speak on it. Maybe y'all, haven't seen or heard, but I'm sure you have. If you're listening to my channel, I'm sure you're up on the worldly stuff that's going on. Um, but how do we get to this point? How do we get to a point where if you believe one way, it's conspiracy theory, dude. Put your tinfoil hat on. You're a conspiracy theorist, or you're a globalist agenda person. It's one way or the other. Um, and I'm going to continue to focus towards the cross, regardless. If all the ice caps melt, all the ice caps melt. Jesus is still coming back. If the whole world freezes over, whole world freezes over. Jesus is still coming back. Where are you putting your faith? At the end of the day, that's the deal. Where do you put your faith? And so I'm gonna put my faith in our Lord and Messiah. Um, what's the Bible say? But I do believe that we are going into a global cooling, which is going to make shorter growing seasons. In turn, if you don't maintain and grow your own food, um, be prepared to pay for higher prices for food because they're going to have to find newer ways to feed the planet, to feed the masses, and in doing so, that's going to cost money. You know, Figure what you're paying now. By 2025, you're going to be paying double that. You know, whatever your grocery bill is per month today, by 2025, it's going to be double. Um, are the wages going to go up? I doubt it. Not for blue collar workers like myself. I may be making a little more money, but you know, not enough to offset what's going on. So you better think about that and get prepared. Like Bear Independent, he's always talking about, grow your own food, prepare. It's preppers aren't just, end of the world SHTF, you know, it's all going to hell in a handbasket. It's practical everyday use, everyday survival. If you can grow your own food, now granted, you have to work your ass off if you're going to grow 100% of your food. I've had gardens over the years, and it's a great supplement. 30-40% of our groceries at times has been from our garden. But I'd play hell getting 100% of our diet to come out of my backyard. You know, regardless of how much acres I have. Uh, it's just a lot of work that goes into that people don't realize. And so if you're going to be at 100%, you have to work your ass off. It's going to be a 20-hour a day ordeal to do that. So things to think about coming up. Prices are going to go up at the supermarket. They already are. What I pay my monthly grocery bill today is almost triple what it was in 2015, and it does hit the pocketbook quite extensively. So go watch that video if you haven't watched it. Greta Thurnburg, I mean, she is something else. The thing that got me was one of these independent news organizations had got a chance to interview her beyond this, and she was completely puzzled and confused on how to answer the simple climate question that I guess she wasn't prepared for and coached into doing. And so, which leads me to believe that everything she said at that summit, she was coached. Uh, that was a performance. It was not, I'm concerned about this. I've done my research, and now I have something intelligent to say about it, type thing. That was a performance, plain and simple. She read it off a script. It was scripted. It was a scripted performance, plain and simple. Don't believe me? Go check it out. Um, so, running out of time here. Think about that. Go look into sunspots. Look into the solar minimum or solar mondimum, I think is what it's called. Solar minimum. Yeah, solar minimum. Solar mondimum is when there's a lot of sunspots. There's like three different ones. There's a solar mid-mondimum, solar mondimum, and solar minimum. Maybe solar maximus too. I don't know. Go look into it. It's been several months since I paid any attention to that. I already knew it was coming. Now, the Russian scientists say that this could last up to, I think, 200 years. So that could be devastating to the world population. But if you haven't looked into it, go check it out. Sunspots, becoming solar minimum, becoming ice age. It's not bullshit. Uh, Now, if you go watch the paid scientists, then there's no telling what you'll come up with. But people who are truly doing science, uh, these are cycles that our ecosystem goes through. Everything's cyclical. So pay attention to that. Y'all have a blessed day. And this is Oilfield Cyber. I will catch you on the next ride.